What is going on? Back with another video, and today we're going to be showing you how risky this business can get, because with any investment there are usually risks associated with it. It's not all candy and rainbows in the stock market. Even though I might make it seem like that, there can be some big risk. So I try to show you guys the lowest risk ways possible that I know fit, so that you guys aren't doing like I did in the beginning and just buying a bunch of stock and risking it all trying to learn. We're already past that. You don't have to learn about that anymore. I've learned about it from experience, and if you want to take my experience, then you'll learn it too. So basically, let's jump into this prime example right here. Hertz started going bankrupt. They filed for bankruptcy just recently, and let's say you invested $20 into Hertz, and then right after this point, they started going downwards. You know what hit, and then it started on a huge downward turn, and it got to a point where they just literally just filed for bankruptcy, and then it kept getting worse and worse and worse. A little bit of a spike right there because everybody was buying in, but it started getting worse and worse and worse. So if you invested $20, you would have lost 90% of your investment, and now you would only have $1.45. So you lost $19 off of that $20 investment. Now this might not sound like much, but imagine $10,000 invested in Hertz, like just recently right here, and then Hertz went bankrupt, and you lost 90% of that. Let that sink for a second. You could have lost $9,000. Like, just imagine if you invested more. So some things like this are very risky. I definitely recommend people to, analyze the stock, do your research, listen to professional analysts before investing into anything. I'm no professional, so even do extra research and fact checking everything that I'm saying, just to make sure it works. But I am showing you from my experience what exactly can happen. So that's what happened with Hertz. Hopefully you guys didn't lose a bunch of money with Hertz out there. And I'm here to really bring the light of day to you guys. So let's do another example of like how you can lose all of your money on your investment. So Nikolai stock just merger stock. If you watch any of my videos, you would know kind of the backstory of Nikolai. But let's skip over that and go up here. Let's say you started buying into the momentum. It started catching fire June 5th, and it started exploding that weekend. 9th, and then 10th it started falling off, or even the end of the day on the 9th started falling off. So let's say you invested somewhere towards the top. Let's just say you caught a little bit of it, $73, and it went up to $83. So let's say you invested $73 and you held it. Now you would have lost about $20. Now let's say you own multiple shares, like 100 shares of Nikolai. You would have lost that difference. What is it, 100% versus 50? You probably would have lost about somewhere around 50% of your investment. Now that is a big loss, especially if you're investing in multiple shares. Nobody wants to do that. So especially if you're just starting out, if you're a beginner, do not invest in these risky stocks that you don't know about. Really don't invest in anything that you don't know about. I would not invest any money that you're not afraid to lose when you're just starting out, because it's something that you do not know about. Now, if you're already invested and you've been investing for a couple months now, this should speak to you as well. Maybe you've lost a few dollars, maybe you've gained a few dollars. But if you're going to make a solid low risk investment, there's these things called ETFs. You probably already know about it. But let's look at Vanguard ETF. These are where they take the top 500 companies that are best performing, and they put it into an ETF. And it moves, as you can see, the percentage moves a lot slower. Like this did only 2% in the past month, and that means if you had $100 invested 30 days ago, then your money would have grew 2%, $2. If you had 100,000, it will grow like $2,000. So it's pretty slow, because then we got other companies like Amazon and Apple and Tesla doing anywhere from 15 to like almost 50% in 1 month, in the last month. So it is slower, but it is less risky because you're investing into about 500 different companies. So this is kind of like what the stock market was actually doing, because it's kind of mix up the biggest companies. But it's a lot safer bet to spread out your investment over multiple companies. But if you, of course, if you don't mind taking a little bit more risk, then you could look at these other stocks like Tesla, which had what 54% in the past month. It's getting pretty high. It's getting pretty ridiculous. But then they are set to come out with a bunch of different more products that are going to be pretty good. So you really don't know. Tesla's probably going to go to the moon. I think Tesla's going to go to the moon eventually, but it's just like a matter of time. So we have Netflix. So 1 month, 25%. Remember, I just showed you that ETF. It's at 2%. So you can make a whole lot more money in Netflix if you would have invested 30 days ago than that ETF. Of course, ETFs are safer, but you just never know with these things. You definitely, if you're gonna invest like me, what I'm doing is I'm investing in these top companies like Netflix, Tesla, Apple, Amazon, that I can see just growing and not really being affected by any type of like recession or stuff like that. Stocks that are steadily growing over time, that's where I'm putting my money in. And if you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, because we are bringing you some good content, and we are helping you make some money. Check the link down in the description below for your 2 free stocks. By depositing $100 in Webull, you can get up to $1,650 by depositing $100 into your account. It's just like a bank account, but they're gonna pay you anywhere from a couple stocks to $1,650. Why not take it? It's free. It's free money. Download it, set it up within the time span that they give you, either the 24 hours or the 7 days. Get your free stock on the Robinhood. Take that. It's free money, especially if you haven't started yet. You're already in the green. And then only invest a small amount in what you don't know. And as you start learning, it's really up to you how much you want to invest. I'm not here to tell you how much you should invest. I'm really just speaking from my experience if I was telling myself. So definitely do all of your own research on all of these companies. Look at the news, look at what analysts are saying, look at how much money they're making, all of the above. But if you found value in this video, if you know somebody that's going through this right now, that's starting, definitely share this video with them, because it might help them a lot. You definitely don't want to be risking a bunch of money, because this can get very risky. And I will tell you guys this: if you ever see options, I will say, in my experience, what I've seen, do not touch the options unless you know 100%, 200% on what you're doing. Because I feel like options is like gambling on steroids. There was some news about some kid committing suicide because he saw his account was negative like $800,000 or something. We don't want anybody to go through that. So just play it safe, and before you get into anything, make sure you learn about it, especially when it comes to options. So that's all I have for you guys today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next video, and follow me on Instagram for the latest stock news. Make some more money on the tips. I post there almost daily. Stock highlights. You'll see the stories. That's going to be in the description below, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.